Hi everybody, welcome to day 2 of the time challenge. I call it the time challenge for short, but it's actually the reprioritize your time and replace your salary challenge, in which we spend 5 days taking micro actions so that by the end of the week, you know which pockets of time you have available and you've actually carved out time to work on your dream projects and to work on what you want to do, and also take time to learn, to listen to others, and to actually gain more knowledge as your weeks go along, right? So I tell people that after going through these 5 days, you're going to get so much more done in the next month than you have all year. All right. Unless it's January, in which case, haha, it's just 1 month in the year. So anyway, I digress. See? All right. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was about what is it that you want to do with your time once you have it. Okay, so if you have not listened to day 1, you can still go back and do it. If you're listening here on the podcast, that's just episode 20. It's the episode right before this one. That was day 1 of the challenge. And day 1 was all about tracking your time. We're going to spend the next 5 days tracking your time. So what today is all about is about what we're going to do with that time. So I'm going to give you a few things and a few examples here. Today I actually went live on my Facebook group and I posted it on IGTV. I posted kind of like a video article of the secret to the success of highly productive people. And the hint there was it's not outsourcing, right? It's not the fact that they are successful, therefore they have money, therefore they can delegate out the activities. That is part of it. Once you get to that point, yes, outsourcing helps. It helps you be productive. It helps you stay focused on the things that you're best at. There is no questioning that. But really what gets these people to be more productive is the fact that when they find the pockets of time, when they find themselves having finished an activity, they know exactly what to do next. These are the kind of people that it's just like you and me. I know that when I say like successful, highly productive people, you're probably picturing, a white old man in his 50s, right? With a tie in his reading room or whatever. Or maybe that's what I picture. I don't know if that's what you're picturing. That's what I picture. So yeah, I don't know why that's the first image that comes to my mind. But what I'm talking about is people like you and me who just happen to be very, very productive. These are the kind of people that when they find a pocket of time, they know exactly what to do, and they're not gonna find themselves browsing through Facebook, right? Because they have 15 minutes to spare or half an hour to spare. They're not the ones that are going to just sit and be like, okay, I have a half an hour, I guess I'll tidy up the house for the 5th time today. Or I think social media is the biggest time suck, right? That when you actually have time, you just go on social media and can spend an easy 20 minutes just looking through people's feeds, right? That's what happens. That's where you're spending your time. Highly productive people don't do that. And it's not a matter of like a choice. It's just because they have other things to do. They've already decided that their time is going to be spent doing something else. All right. So I'm going to give you one example. I think I should remember if I said this in the last podcast episode. I've definitely said this before, that I used to spend hours at a time playing Candy Crush. And I thought, my body needs this, right? My body needs to relax. My body needs to wind down. So let's just pick a mindless activity. And Candy Crush did it for me. I've never been a person to just look through people's feeds. In fact, if you post something on Facebook, chances are I haven't seen it, because I only really check my notifications and my group, and that's it. That's all I look at. But I am one of those people that I would consider to be a highly productive person. That when I have free time, I know exactly what to do with that time. So that's what I want you to get at here. On day 2, we're going to work on this. So first you have to answer a couple of questions for yourself. Okay, are you ready for this? Question number 1. What do you want to do? And that's a huge question. That is a loaded question. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? When you say to people, oh, I don't have time, I wish I had more time. What do you wish you were doing with that time? So you need to write these things down, because it's possible that you don't have one single idea. It's possible that you have like one business idea, but you know like what steps you have to take. So there's all these things and it just kind of starts becoming overwhelming because you really don't know which one to start with, right? So that's the first question you need to ask for yourself. What do you want to do? The second question, which is very related and you can think about them in tandem, is what does success mean to you? Success means different things for different people, all right? For a lot of you, and this was kind of like my goal too, for a lot of you, we might associate it with a monetary goal, all right? Like I will consider myself successful the moment that I start replacing my corporate salary, right? So that is a very fine goal, it's very measurable, but it's not going to help you get ahead because it's not telling you a path, it's not telling you a goal, all right? Your goal should be something that everything that you do is working towards, right? And the truth is that if you are working on what you're passionate about, if you're working on what you actually want to do, the money part is going to come. It's great to have those goals, but that should not be your North Star. Okay, so I'm going to give you, and I put it in the assignment in the recap page, I give you brownie points for coming up with a definition of success and for coming up with your end goal that have nothing to do with money. All right, so to give you an example, my goal in my business is I want to create a big platform. I want to create a platform where I can speak to as many women as possible, women who are working full time, to tell them, hey, I know you have ideas in your head. I know that you want to get these things done. And look, it's safe over here. You can actually start those things. You don't even have to quit your job yet, but here are all the tools so that you can go and do it. So I see my goal in my business is, my goal is huge. It's not just, okay, replace my salary. That is so small, all right? I want to be on stage and tell many women that life is out there waiting for them and they can do this, all right? I want to create a movement of women who are currently working full-time who know that if they just dream big, right, and they trust themselves and they keep doing all the right things, they will be able to make the kind of riches that they can imagine, right? That their salary is not capped. That's my movement. Those are my goals. All right. And if along the way I replace my corporate salary, that's a milestone, but it's not a goal. It's just a blip in the journey. Okay. So that's what I want for you. I want you to think of what is it that you want to do. All right. Have a business. Great. Now, what is success? For me, success is when I can impact thousands of lives and when I can be on stage talking about this, and when I am making, when I am making the kind of money that I can reinvest and make this grow and reach more women, all right? But reaching people is my biggest goal, which is why you see me going live every minute I can, because I want to talk to you, I want to tell you everything that is in my heart, everything that's in my brain, and educate you so you can get from point A to point B, all right? I want you to think about your goal. I want you to think about your success. All right. Once you have those things laid out, and by the way, I want this to be a fun activity. So I mentioned before that for me, the happiest place on earth is Barnes and Noble journals section, because I just love buying new notebooks, new, fresh, white, new notebooks, right? I want you guys to do something that is fun for you. Is it stepping out to the beach if you live close to the water? Is it just retreating to a quiet place? Is it telling your husband, hey, can you take the kids out to, to the grocery store, right? It's you being alone, you being outside, you being in bed. Like, I want this to be a fun activity between you and a notepad and a pen, and write down for me, what is success for you? And I want you to dream really big. I don't want you to think, replace my salary. That's small potatoes. Okay? Dream big. What do you want? All right? And to start stepping into that version of yourself. Okay? So once you have that there, we're off to the races. Because the next step in this assignment today for day 2 is to come up with your next 3 steps. Okay, and I want to make sure that I have this in the assignment and the recap. You get this, all right? So what I want you to do is, once you have time to think about this, take a little bit of time tonight or tomorrow, write down your definition of success, write down what is it that you want to do, write down what your new self is like, right? Like what does it mean to step into that version of myself, right? I want you to write these things down, and I want you to write down your next 3 steps to getting this done. It could be, I need to create my website. It could be, I need to create my Facebook group. It could be, I need to download some podcasts. It could be, I need to look into a certification. Whatever it is, the next 3 steps, write them down. And then I want you to come back to the Facebook group at inacoveney.com/Facebook. Come back to the group, #time, and tell me what those steps are. That's your assignment. You have to get that done in the next 24 hours. By the time we meet again, I want to see your next 3 steps to step into your idea of success. All right? So these 3 steps is what we're going to be using to fill the time that you're going to find based on this challenge. You're not going to be productive unless you actually know what to do with this time. Otherwise, you just opened up time for nothing, for browsing Facebook feeds. All right? I don't want that to be you. I want you to be focused. So that is basically what I had for you. I did put in the assignment that you get bonus points for making your goals not monetary, right? Not making it, I want to make $1 million or I want to replace my salary. So make your goals not monetary. And another bonus point for writing, when you write your 3 next steps, if you post a selfie of yourself so that we can see you, right? We can say like, oh yes, this is, Tammy was working on these things, and Allison was working on these things, and Joe was working on these things, and Mirejana was working on these things. All right, so give us a selfie of yourself, writing these things down, give us your next 3 steps, and that's the end of the assignment for today. Short and sweet. I don't think this passed the 15-minute mark. We did great. So I give you back your evening. And for everybody who's watching on the podcast, even if you're watching this after this challenge is over live, I still encourage you to follow through these assignments as if this was going on live. All right, and come back to the group, inacoveney.com/Facebook, or go to Facebook and search for Corporate Trailblazers Unite. Join the group and do the assignments. I would love to see people doing these asynchronously. That would be awesome. Okay, Mirejana says feels good. Tammy says yes. Joe says yes. Joe says I need to go back and listen from the start. Yeah, Joe, you joined like about halfway. It was very short and sweet. Just go back and listen. But I can't wait to see all of your assignments. All right. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what to do with those times when you're doing something, but your whole focus is not there. Like when you are doing dishes, or when you are commuting, or when you are taking a shower. Like you're actively doing something, but you could be listening to something. So we'll talk about all of that day 3, which is tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. For everyone in the podcast, I will catch you on the next episode. All right. Bye, guys.